Hello everyone, this is Akansh Suman here. Now we are going to discuss the reverted gear train. We have studied the simple gear train, compound gear train, and now this is the third types of gear train, that is known as the reverted gear train. What is the basic definitions of the reverted gear train means? If you want to connect the two coaxial shafts, if you want to connect, you have to use reverted gear train, because here you can see in the diagram we want to connect these two shafts. Let me show you this is one gear, and this is second gear, this is third gear, and this is fourth gear. If you want to connect the two coaxial shafts, this means if you want to connect if you want to transmit the power from this shaft to this shaft, you have to use reverted gear train. So our main driver would be first gear, that is the main driver. Okay, and this is 2 and 3 are the intermediate or idler gears, and these 4 are the main driven. If you want to transmit power from main driver to the main driven, you have to use reverted gear train. If the structure is like that, here you cannot directly connect 1 and 4 because both are having coaxial shafts. Okay, so we have to use reverted gear train. Okay, in the in this you can see the direction. If A is in rotation with clockwise, 2 will be in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, just I'm showing you the direction. If it is in rotation in the clockwise direction, second gear would be in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, second would be in anti-clockwise direction, and 2 and 3 gear are on the same shafts. That means same shaft, that means whatever be the direction of rotation of gear 2, the same directions would be gear 3. Okay, so that means 3 will be in anti-clockwise direction. If 3 is in anti-clockwise direction, fourth will be in clockwise direction. Okay, so that is the directions. Okay, now I am just showing you. First I am going to write here that the it is used to connect. Right here, it is used to connect two coaxial shafts to coaxial shafts. Now I am just drawing you the free body diagram of the reverted gear train, two coaxial shafts. Okay, now I'm just drawing you the diagram of reverted gear train. Here you can see this is shaft 1. Okay, which is our reverted which is our main driver, and this is here I'm just drawing the another shaft which is having two gears. Okay, 2 and 3. This is the gear 1, and gear 1 and gear 2 are in mesh to each other. So I am just drawing you. Okay, this is gear 2. So this is gear number 2 and gear 3. Here I am just shown you. I will show you one more important thing here in the diagram, that here 1 and 4 we are going to connect 1 and the 4, which are having coaxial shafts. Here you can see in the diagram. Now what is the driver between 1 and 2? That is the 1 is driver and the 2 is driven. Okay, if 1 is driver, 2 is driven, and in the 3 and 4, in the 3 and 4 we can see the 3 is driver and the 4 is driven. Okay, so the 3 is driver, 4 is driven in the 3 and 4 gear. This is driver and this is driven. Okay, and we want to connect the two coaxial shafts here, and the axis of this is one single shaft, and whatever be the rotation for 2 having the same rotation of 3. So what is the driver here in the structure? I'm going to write that driver are 1 and 3, and driven, that is 2 and 4 is driven. 2 and 4 are driven. Okay, so if you want to calculate the speed ratio for the gear train, so you can calculate using same procedure that we have studied in the compound gear train, speed ratio and the simple gear train. Speed ratio means if you want to, this is our main driver. Okay, we want to transmit power from 1 to the 4, we main driver to the main driven. So I can calculate speed ratio omega 1 upon omega 4. What would be the formula? Product of the number of, this is the driver. Okay, when you do the ratio of the driver angular velocity or the driven is velocity, so that would be equal to the number of teeth on the driven, product of the number of teeth on the driven upon product of the number of teeth on the driver. Okay, now remember one thing, the speed is inversely proportional to the teeth. So here, that is why here I'm writing here in the denominator there is a speed for driven, that means here would be the product of the number of teeth on the driven. So what is driven here? Driven is 2 and driven is 4. Okay, you can see here that these are inversely proportional. Okay, and here it is driver, omega 1 is the driver, so here would be product of the number of teeth on the driver, T1 into T3. So this is the formula you can calculate the speed ratio for the reverted gear train. Okay, now one more thing you need to understand, we all know in the gear chapter we have studied that the for mating gears module is the same. That means for example here 1 and 2 are in mesh. Okay, they are mating gears. Okay, so that means if they are mating gears, that means the module for 1 and 2 will be equal. So I can write here, so I can write m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m, yes or no? M1 is equal to m2 is equal to m, because both are mating gears, so that means module would be same for both. And here you can see 3 and 4 are mating gears, so I can write that m3 is equal to m4 is equal to m dash. I hope you are remembering this. We already covered in the last chapter that for mating gears module will be same for both the gears. Okay, see here, if the reduction ratio is given in the problem, sometimes they give you reduction ratio. So if reduction ratio is given in the problem, I just can give you a note. If reduction ratio is given in the problem, how can you deal with it? If reduction ratio is given in the problem, is given that you have to take T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4 upon T3. Okay, just tape it and solve the problem. Okay, you have to apply these relations. When there is a reduction ratio is given, you have to tape T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T1. Now this is another note that I give you. Okay, you can use it. Now here we are talking about the module is same for mating gears. Now see here, General concept I will see here. This is the complete distance. Okay, this distance and this distance would be same because both are coaxial shafts. Okay, these are the coaxial shafts. Here you can see here. So distance here, this would be the distance. Okay, and this would be the distance, would be same. That means R1 plus R2 will be R3 upon R4. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? Here you can see R1, radius of pitch circle of gear 1 and the radius of pitch circle of the gear 2. When you do the summation of R1 plus R2, that would be the distance. And we all know 1 and 4 are the coaxial shafts. So that means 3 and 4, R3 and R4 would be the equal to R1 plus R2. Okay. And we all know what is the formula for radius, that is mt by 2. Yes or no? So here I can write that m T1 by 2 because the module for 1 gear and 2 gear are M, and similarly you can write here mt2 by. You just need to understand what I'm going to show you. Okay, you need not to remember the procedure, just to see the procedure and learn the final result. Okay, whatever be the procedure we are going to apply here, you just have to focus on that. Okay, everything will be understand by you. So R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4, and we can apply R1 is equal to mt1 by 2, mt2 by 2, and we all know that the module for 3 and 4, that is m dash. Okay, m dash T3 by 2 plus m dash T4 by 2. Are you getting my point? So here this would be cancel out and final result would be like that. M, here I'm just writing that final result would be M T1 plus T2 is equal to M dash T3 plus T4. That would be the final results. Okay, so if all the gears are having same module, this is the general formula. Okay, this is general formula, you must remember that. But in the question it is given that all the gears are having same module. If it is given in the question all the gears are having same module, you just have to put m is equal to m dash. So the final result would be T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. So here I am going to write that if all gears are having same module, if all are having same module, that means T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4, because it would be module will be cancelled out. So T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. So that is the procedure for reverted gear train. Okay, whatever be the questions comes in the examinations, that you have to use these concepts, you have to apply these formulas. Okay, there is nothing different from this. You just have to remember how to calculate the speed ratio, and you just have to remember this is very important relations. Basically this is very important relations, this R1 plus R2, this is the basic equations you need to understand. And as you are able to learn this, as you are able to recognize the equations R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4, you will be able to get these relations. Okay, you can easily get this relation. As you understand this R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4, you just have to convert R into mt by 2, nothing else here. Okay, so final result would be this. Okay, if you want to learn directly you can learn. Okay, but you must have to understand this. How we are getting these equations, you must have to understand. Okay, so this is the basic formula of the reverted gear train. I already explained you the concept behind the reverted gear train, and now we will do some questions on the reverted gear train. So the remaining things would be easily you can understand. Okay, how can we solve the problems based on the reverted, what types of questions comes in the examinations based on the reverted gradient, everything we will see. Okay.